But let's start off firstly with Terence. You've just returned from a conference on land. Why don't you tell us what happened?
Well, it wasn't a conference on land specifically. I was speaking on land. At the University of the Free State, you can say that one comes back somewhat refreshed, that there is some intellectual capacity left in the country. The mood, though, I think, is somewhat pessimistic. Now, on the land front specifically, what strikes me over the last couple of weeks is less developments in the official political process, and the way public opinion has been shifting around it. I think for the first time over the last 2 or 3 weeks, it has really started to catch on amongst well-heeled suburbanites that this is not something that's going to be confined to people wearing two-tone shirts and khaki falschoon out in farms. This is about property, which we've been warning about from the beginning, and to their credit, which the government and ANC have never concealed. In fact, if one goes back to early 2018, Melanie Verwoerd, a commentator who was generally very supportive of President Ramaphosa, made this point that everything seemed to point to this being a process that is going to be about urban land before it becomes about farming land. I personally think that both of them stand under threat. But when one of the home financing institutions put out a very helpful tweet saying that, well, if your stuff gets taken, you're still going to have to pay for us. I think that's hit the cat among the pigeons. And then
I think the IRR's campaign on mortgage holders and the banks specifically has been very effective in revealing just how disastrous this is.
Yes, no, well, look, absolutely. We've had a number of other bank executives saying, well, we don't really know what to do or how this is going to work out, so we're pretty much not going to do anything, or to say that, well, whatever happens, we're still expecting to be paid. And I think that trying to shift it off, as some have done, as being, well, this is all about unused farms out in the Northern Cape. It's demonstrably not. There was a property lawyer who dismissed this all as fear-mongering and said, well, the residential properties are not part of this process. Well, actually, there's absolutely nothing that justifies that view. Now, perhaps at the moment, the government doesn't have its eye on any specific house, although perhaps it does. But certainly, it has indicated that there are. If you look at the ANC in the Northern Cape last year, they identified a list of productive farms that they intend to go after, and I think this puts a big cloud over pretty much every property in the country. We really don't know how what could come under threat, and we have been going and asking banks and asking financial institutions, insurance companies, where do you stand on this?
And so far, we've had not a great response.
No.
Some institutions have responded, and some of them are taking the issue seriously, but still haven't made enough moves towards, I think, opposing.
Right. And if you look, if you look at the submission that submissions on the issue, which actually go back quite a few years, from the banking sector, it's very clear that the focus of their interventions are their own institutional interests. So there was a suggestion that if property is confiscated at below market value, the government should sort of guarantee the difference. But that becomes something that banks would then inherit, so they don't take a knock. Been a great deal said about the social responsibility of business, and I think this is an issue where business actually needs to show whether it takes it seriously or that's just so much PR spin.